How are you, YouTube? George here. Hope you're well and happy. First video for me in a while. That hasn't been a short, but however. Been making a bit of progress on the old slabby here. You see we have the frame is painted now. Well, the bits of it that I wanted painted. All the rest of it there is polished. And the subframe, of course, you won't see when everything's on it. And I'm quite pleased with how it came out. So we've been cracking on with a few other bits. Let's see. Got a brand new bearing. There's a spherical bearing on this shock linkage that goes in here. That was shot, so we replaced that. Got a new one. And I had to make up a couple of spacers that go either side of this. They're like a top hat spacer. It makes up the difference of from the ends of the spherical bearing to the insides of this bracket. And from what I can see in the drawings, it also acts as a spot to hold the seals in place. So I have to get seals for that. What else? I mic'd this bearing here. And on advice of a few of the boys off the old school Suzuki forum, if it's okay, leave it alone, because the aftermarket bearings probably wouldn't be as good. So I'll give it a good clean out and re-greased it. The seals are good, so this has to be cleaned up and painted yet. Probably going to paint that black as well. You can see this bit of the subframe is polished here. That's been polished all along. So that'll be the only bit of the subframe you can see. The rest of it will be covered by the seat. So I just decided to leave it like that. And yeah, so that's the frame. And if we come out here, we pulled out the motor, and I had previously painted it by rattle can and wasn't happy with it, so cleaned it all down, sanded it all down, etch primed it and painted it again. So that's ready to go. It's ready to go back in the frame. So all our cover done here, because I hadn't that done when I originally painted it. So we have our carb rubbers are back on. And you see the clutch case there. We have a nice little blank on the A&8 fitting there, just to keep it clean. Now those cases have to come off when I'm putting the engine in. I'm going to do it different this time. I will lie the engine on its side down on the floor on some blankets or something like that, and then we're going to drop the frame down over it and put it in that way. That's the easiest way, especially when you have a nice shiny painted frame and you don't want to scratch it. I will mask up the down tubes, of course, before I start. I'll mask them up a bit of cardboard or something on them, just to be sure. Like the Bandit 12 engine goes into that frame quite easy. You just need to have the rocker cover and the sump off to get it in. It will not go in with the rocker cover and the sump on it, because of course the 750 frame, the down tube is not removable like it is on the 1100. So you just have to take your time and be careful with it, and it goes in nice and handy. So what else have we to do? There's the shock that has to be cleaned up, and I'm deciding whether I'm going to paint it black or what. I probably will, I don't know yet. I need to clean up the spring anyway, at the very least, and do something with that. There's a little bit of rust on it here and there. That's out of an R6, so we have adjustable damp and rebound, compression, all that carry on. It's three-way adjustable, so you have adjustment here, here and here. I have it saved on the computer as to which one does what. So we'll be able to dial in the back end. Now when I did have it all together, it felt nice, so I was kind of happy enough with it. A new gun, Amazon gun, that was like 30 quid or 28 quid or something like that, and that is one of the best spray guns I've held in my hand for a long time. Now when we get to the bodywork stage, we are going to buy a DeVille Biss FLG5 to do that, but this is more than up to the job of spraying, you know, the likes of all. And absolutely, spray is lovely, I have to say. Really happy with it. So all that's left to do with this is get it back in the frame. Then we'll sand off the paint on the Suzuki scripts on the cases both sides. What else have we done? All this stuff is all painted. This is all freshly painted with that same stuff, all etch primed and painted with the same stuff that's on the engine. This is stuff I get from my paint supplier who's in Monaghan. Believe it or not, I get my paint all the way from Monaghan. And I sprayed that patio set with it about 5 years ago because it had faded to grey, and that's out all year round, and it's still perfect, and it's very hardy paint. Just have to play around with the thinning out of it because it's fairly thick stuff, so I mix it 4-to-1 with about 20% thinner, and it sprays lovely out of the gun. Nice finish, you know, it's satin, and it lays down fairly nice. So for a painted engine, I think it looks pretty well. You know, it came out nice. I'm happy with it. So as I say, we just to get that back into the frame now, and we can start building things back up. I suppose once I have the engine back in the frame, I can get it back into a rolling chassis. So the next job will be to do the fork seals. When I bought this front end, and I had it up on the bench, there was oil pissing out of them for weeks on end. So I have the kit to do the seals, as Matt does say on the workshop. But there's all the seals, the dust caps, and all new bushes, everything you need really to it even comes with the clips for the sorry, what am I saying sorry for? It even comes with the clips for the fork seals, for retaining those. So that'll be the next job. Once we have that done, I have other stuff down here. I'll show you that now. So everything's on the rack here, more or less. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of bike parts are on this. I've lost 2 spacers, right? They're the 2 spacers that they go in between the frame and the engine plates. For this mount here, I am after tearing the place apart. Can I find them? No, so I'll have to make new ones. They go across here. They go from there to about there, both sides. So we'll have to find them. Well, I can't find them, but let's see what we have here. Just everything covered just to keep dust off it. So we have the thumb brake bracket, the thumb brake lever. That's the bracket for the bottom yoke that the fairing mounts onto. Brake torque arm. That's the master cylinder for the thumb brake. These are for the fairing bracket. Speedo drive. I've that blanked off. I just blanked off the with a piece of aluminium plate and the fitting off the speedo cable. That's a bracket for the fairing. This is the rear master with the adapter on it for the thumb brake. The front calipers, These are fully rebuilt, split them in half. All new seals, stainless pistons, all stainless hardware. Everything is stainless. Even these little M4s here, they're stainless. The brake lines, the masters, the polished reservoirs, and the rear caliper. So we have lots done, and lots more to do. So I'll just cover them again, just to keep the dust off them. And it's grand, you know, you can just leave them there and go off and do other stuff, and they're happy out. So this is a bit of a wreck, the usual cardboard, the bane of my life. Yeah, so quite happy with how the frame came out, and I think it looks quite smart. I've never seen it done before, where you have the polished sections and then you have black as well. So, but that's me being me. I like to be different. So it's back to that time of the year again, where the heater's on. But yeah, so that is the score, and I have a few other little bits and pieces to find now. I need to replace these. These are the oil gallery bolts. They go on the end of the cam cover here, and I'm going to replace them with stainless ones. So every fastener on the engine, even all these that hold down the rocker cover, I have them in stainless. Even these, I have them in stainless. These are just caps that go into the ends of the rocker shaft. Bolts. These fairings normally mount onto these, and I had extra ones that are drilled and tapped, so I swapped them around, and we were able to just put in those little countersunk M6 with the concave washers, and it just looks smart, I think. So all the fittings here, or all the fasteners here, will be stainless. You can see I have the ones done on the slave cylinder for the clutch and the speedo sensor, because you see this has the pickup on it for the electric speedo, and I'm using Bandit clocks, so I have all that figured out and done already in the wiring. So it's just a matter of hooking it up, and the speedo is electric, then driven off the front output sprocket, or output shaft of the engine rather. Little hall sensor here, and there's a little sensor in there that picks it up. So not much else to say really. You know, I was away for a week or so in Spain, and I've been kind of tipping away at this whenever I get some time, and we're quite pleased with how it's going along. I just add in this bit, I forgot to show you the wheels. So the wheels are all done as well. Came out quite nice. Quite pleased with those. So we can get the tyres back on and all that carry on, and get moving along and get it back up on the bench rolling. I just had the bench covered here because I was spraying in here. But yeah, so I'm quite pleased with how the wheels came out. I just I fine line taped them and then masked off the rest of it, and I made a little gadget for spinning them. I'll show you how that works. So you just put them on there, and you can just turn them around as you're spraying them. So that worked out quite well. I'll show you, that's the old bearing out of the swing arm. It's completely knackered, about a millimetre of play in it. So I thought that was going to be a nightmare to get it out. Simple. Just use 2 sockets. What's that? 16mm 25 and just put in the vise and pushed it out, pushed a new one in, had it done in 90 seconds. Came out grand and handy. What I'll do so is I have a bunch of photographs as well, so I'll stick all them on the end of this. If you want to look at them, you can. It's just pictures I've taken along the way of stuff I was doing, so if not, no harm. Right, we'll get you in the next one. Take care.